Hi and welcome back. The Story Ninja is back with some stories, and surprisingly, I've had some positive feedback about yesterday's clip, and people have been asking for a little bit more of Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. I also want to know what happens at the end, so not to leave you hanging, let's get started. So, we're going to dip into a little bit of Nelson's school life. Pretty much where most of you are right now, if I'm speaking to my younger listeners. So let us start. Nelson was at a stage where he was starting to miss home, and I'm sure some of you who have lived away from home or been on holiday away from home know that you miss the comforts and the routine of home life. But nonetheless, Nelson was very happy in his new life. So let's get started. I love my new life. Uncle Jongi's son. Now we remember who Uncle Jongi was. He was a friend of Nelson's dad, and he was a king of a tribe. But anyway, so we're getting on to him having this great friendship with Justice, who was Uncle Jongi's son. And he was a few years older than me, and we became best friends. We rode horses and ploughed his father's fields together. Ah, we had a lot of fun. But life was not all about riding horses. When I was 16, Uncle Jongi sent me to Clarkbury boarding school. In those days, many boys and many girls did not finish their schooling. So how privileged are we that we have opportunities to complete our schooling and then possibly go on to tertiary education. But my uncle believed education was important. And I'm so glad to hear when parents stress that education is important for every one of you out there. So 3 years later, I joined Justice at Heeltown, the biggest school for Africans in the country. This is where I completed my school education, or at least my high school education. Many of us are still getting there and working very hard at it. Nelson is now 21. I enrolled at Fort Hare, a university for black students in the Eastern Cape. Uncle Jongi bought me a new suit to wear. It was very different from the cut-down trousers I'd worn when I went to school. I felt very grown up. I think we start seeing the icon in this picture. Young black people from all over the country came to study at Fort Hare. It was the first time I had met people from other tribes. So just like you arriving at school, a new school with many different faces, he felt a bit strange, but I'm sure with his personality, Nelson got to fit in pretty quickly. And Nelson had met Sutus, Zulus, and Swanas. I made new friends, including a clever young student called Oliver Tambo, and I'm sure that's another name quite a few of us know. We've heard it, and it's a name that's been down in our South African history. Although we didn't know it then, Oliver and I were to become very important in each other's lives. I worked hard at university, but I had fun too. I took up running, boxing, and ballroom dancing. So you see, Nelson had a diverse range of interests. One night, my friends and I snuck out to a dance hall. See, Nelson was naughty too. We thought we were very daring until we met our teacher. Imagine that. Absolutely shocked, I'm sure. But suddenly, my student days were cut short. I was elected to sit on the student council, but only 25 students voted. Most did not vote because the council could not change a thing that concerned them the most. Really, the bad canteen food. I told the principal that I would not sit on the council without the student support. Oh, he was very angry, and he threatened to expel me. But I would not change my mind. For that, I never went back to university. Was I living up to my name? Troublemaker? So let's leave that for tomorrow, and let's find out if Nelson really is the troublemaker his name says he is.